One of the things I've realized over time is that we make the mistake of setting our goals for the year without allowing ourselves to be ourselves. My perspective just broadened on what life can be and what matters and what doesn't matter. And a lot of times I just realized it's a lot easier to have a singular goal that kind of captures all your values as opposed to chasing a number.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Abbey and Bunny coming at you. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining. Please kindly subscribe down below, like this video, share widely, and I highly appreciate it. If you're not new, kisses. Anyways, today I'm joined by my, should I call you my ex-boss?
Friend.
Ex-boss, now friend.
Yeah.
A really cool guy.
Oh, thank you.
Called Ced.
Thank you.
Just yourself.
Okay. My name is Ced. I work with a team of creatives and marketers. We do cool things, and we try to do things that can change the world online.
Online. You change the world offline as well.
That's the hope.
Right?
But you have to pick where you want to start your change. So we've picked to start by telling stories and selling stories. That's kind of our.
Okay. So I saw a video. Oh, by the way, guys, go follow him on Instagram. He does this really cool content. You're called Ced.Content.
Yeah. So there's Ced.Content for my professional content.
For the professional content.
Yeah.
If you want to learn, just I'll put the link down below. Yeah cool. Anyways, guys, so Ced, I saw a video where you titled it "Why I Plan to Fail."
Yeah.
And that's really cool because I wouldn't title something why would I plan to fail.
Well, but you watched the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, the premise of it is I was talking about how I was planning for the year, and one of the things I've realized over time is that we make the mistake of setting our goals for the year without allowing ourselves to be ourselves. So if you want to plan for success, you also have to plan for failure, because based on everything based on everything you know about yourself, you don't just succeed.
Yeah.
You don't just do everything you set out to do. There are times when you miss out, right? Yeah. So if your goal is fitness, that consistently you can work out 4 times a week. If your target is 5, you can do 4. You should plan to fail once. Okay. Yeah. So the reason why you want to plan to fail, very simply, is so that if it's in your plan, then you know how to avoid it, right? So if you know, for example, that you struggle with the 5th day, then you don't spend 4 days lying to yourself. You spend 4 days trying to psych yourself up for day number 5. The likelihood of you succeeding increases if you plan to fail.
Do it. What?
That was my learning for the year, kind of. Was I figured a lot of times we miss out on that opportunity that exists by just acknowledging that we're not perfect.
Yeah.
And then, plan for your imperfection. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
That's how you want to start.
It's hot, man. We started in hot.
Yeah, we're coming in slightly warm.
Slightly warm.
Hatujafika. We're there.
So with that being said, what are your aspirations in this life?
Okay, so that's a big question. I think I aspire to a few simple things. So it's not like specific things. I aspire to peace. So I want to be able to just kind of
be at peace.
Yeah. And then I understand what it would require for me to be at peace. Yeah. So obviously things like financial security, just knowing my family is good, good health, things like that kind of factor in there. But the goal, like I try to stay singular on like a goal. My goal right now is peace. There was a time it was a number, now it's not a number. Yeah, there was a time I had like a fixed amount. I'm trying to make this much money. Yeah, for a long period of time. That changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any more?
What? Any more aspirations?
Yeah.
No, keep it simple. Single goal and you stay focused. But I did have many. I did have, like, there was a time, stay focused. But I did have many goals at some point. So, like, there was a time when I had, dream car, dream house, dream this, dream that. Like, I did the vision board thing. And then a few years ago, I had a kid, and I say a few years, in like 6 years, but 7, was 6.5. But at that point, you start realizing, like, my perspective just broadened on what life can be, and what matters and what doesn't matter. And a lot of times I just realized it's a lot easier to have a singular goal that kind of captures all your values, as opposed to chasing a number, because money comes, money goes. Things like peace, once you attain them, it's a good place to be, man. It's a good place to be. Yeah.
You're making me change some things in my mind right now.
What were your aspirations?
Well,
before I said the answer, like, what was your what do you have?
now me, I'm for the big car, big goal.
Do you have like a specific car, specific?
Yes,
Okay.
a Range Rover,
Okay.
whichever Range Rover.
Oh, any Range Rover?
Mostly the sport.
Sport.
Yes, sport,
Okay.
sport.
Okay.
Yes, and for house, I want to build so that my family can grow.
Okay.
And
City, country, beach,
country. Yeah,
Mm.
but I don't want a vacation house at the beach.
Okay. So 2 houses.
Yes, or 3 or 4
Okay.
or 5. Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's good. I think I think it helps. It helps to have a vision, and it helps to dream big, and it helps to be specific about the dream. Yeah. I had a lot of those, and then I don't know, like, it's slightly deflating if you achieve something that you're aiming for, because then you have the rest of your life and you're looking like, well, okay, now that I have a house, what do I do? So but I mean, if you aim high and you're very clear on how high that is, when you get there, just pause so that you can appreciate what you have.
I also appreciate the little things that I already have, which is very important, actually. Guys, appreciate.
Yeah, because like I asked you earlier what success is, and you said you feel like you've already attained it.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's interesting, right?
That's good, because a lot of people, I think, you chase something without knowing what it is. Yeah, so it's really cool that you have a very clear ambition, and then you have a very clear acceptance of where you are.
Yeah, but now also peace is my new ambition, guys.
Join Peace Club.
Yeah, peace over everything.
Where there's no point fighting and stressing. Right. It's like a rocking chair, back and forth. It doesn't take you anywhere.
Yeah. So would you say like your passion is creating content or being in the online space, or Yeah.
My passion is in 2 things. One is in being able to own our own stories as Africans. So to find ourselves in a position where we can own the stories that belong to us, right? And I think it's a very layered, it's layered, because what that means is we should be able to share our culture, to represent ourselves, to be who we want to be, and to do all that in our own way. Whether that's creating content like this, or putting out music, or writing books, or just our history being documented and kept somewhere. All of that is a huge passion point for me. And then the second passion point for me is creating tools that, or maybe not tools, but let's say solutions that help people kind of break free of systems that don't work. So I'm big on I'm really big on the idea of doing something that is transformative, and something that allows people to achieve something that they previously felt unable to achieve. Yeah. So those two areas have always, like, they've always been underlying a thing I really care about. But now that I'm in a position where I can actually consider pursuing them, that's all it's almost all I care about. It's difficult to get me out of that space. Yeah. So so that's kind of where I'm at. That's where content falls in.
Right. Makes sense.
Mm. That's why I do things like this, like, because I strongly believe if, like, a friend of mine is trying to do something, I'll show up. I don't do a lot of media interviews, but I do a lot of my friends' interviews.
Support your friends.
Support your friends.
Yeah.
Support your people.
Yeah, that's so cool. You know, the first time we met, you might not remember.
I don't.
But, you don't.
I know we met before you worked here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember the first time we met.
So, we met, I came with Kawa. Shout out to Kawa.
Hey, Kawa. Oh, I was with him yesterday.
For real?
Yeah, I was with was it yesterday or the day before? I was with him recently, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I came with Kawa and Aziad. Shout out to Aziad. And then you told me, I'll see you again.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah?
In there. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. No, I remember because it's something you said, and then I don't remember what it was, but it was one thing, and I kind of looked across and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see this person again. Yeah.
See how fate works, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Full circle.
what?
In the same space.
You know, when you told me that, I started thinking, now where would we see each other? Am I events? Am I like, where would we? Why did he say that?
You know, I've like, over time I've realized you'll find people who are trying to do similar, like, you'll cross paths with a lot of people. Yeah. The one thing that, for good and for bad, people tend to forget is that you rarely meet people once if you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, we met, sorry, I'm pointing behind the camera, but we met like 13 years ago plus. I don't remember, but it was like 2012 on a set.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. I was not here yet. I hadn't yet joined, and I don't even think I knew that Dave was here. But I knew that you were with, like, you know, the level 1 thing. So, like, we met and I was like, this is really cool. Like, we exchanged, we talked, and then the next time we had a shoot, I reached out, and then we ended up working together. And then 2 years later, I joined as one of the directors. Yeah. So that timeline of things, there was a point at which where you see someone and you can treat them how you treat them.
Yeah.
But if you treat them like you're going to see them again, there's a likelihood you're going to see them again. And if you don't treat them like you're going to see them again, just please treat them well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't plan on seeing someone again, just respect is a minimum, you know. And then, just
Be kind.
Yeah.
As I've always said.
Yeah, because I've had instances of people being, like, completely terrible to me, and then we run into each other later. So, like, I don't know if I can tell that story. Let me hold on to that one. But I've had instances. I can tell this one. When I came back from the States, there's someone, I was really desperate to get a job because, you know, I had a lot of experience outside. I didn't have experience here, and my company had just shut down. So I was looking for a job, and one of the first places I interviewed where I knew I was qualified, because it's the same work I was doing when I was abroad, the guy who interviewed me was so, like, I went for that interview after a funeral, right? So I'm coming from the funeral, I'm in a black suit. I sat down with this guy, it's in an agency, and he was like, first thing he said to me, creatives don't wear suits. I was like, I was at a funeral. He's like, doesn't matter. And I remember that immediate moment knowing this interview is going to go terribly, right? Yeah. This is not going anywhere. And it didn't go anywhere. It was horrible. I didn't get the job. 4-ish years later, he interviewed for a job as a creative director at a company where I was vice president. And and you see, the thing is, I hold zero grudges. I try to hold zero grudges. So, like, when he came and he walked in, he went in and like sat with one of my juniors, and because I didn't want him to feel how I felt, I let that person interview him, and then after the interview I walked in and talked to him, just because I didn't want to do to him what he did to me. I felt like that would be crappy, so I let someone else do it, and then he gave me the feedback and said this is what I thought. So yeah, point being, I've met him again since. He's moved on to other things, and that's why I feel like I can tell this story, because he knows we're cool. There's no bile, there's no nothing, but the idea is, you know, a lot of people get into one position where they feel like they can control it, and then they forget that time hasn't stopped, because so give everything time, treat everyone like you'll see them again, and see, we met again.
Guys, nimekuwa nikiwaambia, be kind, be nice. If you can't, just
it doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't. Guys,
what is the question?
What mark would you like to leave in this world?
Oh,
right.
that's a what mark would I like to leave in this world? You know, I would like to leave people behind who can finish what I started.
Okay.
That would be my thing. I mean, like, there's other things which on a personal level I'd like to do. On a professional level, I'd just like to be able to, when I'm not here, whether it's, you know, because I've left the earth, or because I've retired, that the people I leave behind can continue what we started and do it in their way. Not in my way. Like, I have a myopic vision. Like I was saying, I'm really not that smart. I think I see things a certain way, but I feel like everybody has something, a unique perspective. Genius is subjective.
To me.
No, to different people. Look, if you judge, you know the thing, or if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, I'm a fish currently in water. But then if you put me on a tree, I'm really not that good. There are people...
You're a genius in certain things.
I'm good at the few things I apply myself to. The goal ideally is to be balanced and centered, right? So you have a good amount of like empathy and intelligence in a very focused space.
Right.
You don't want to end up like Steve Jobs, where like we are grateful for all the things that he did, but then ultimately you hear how he treated his family and how he treated people around him, and you might be like, dick. And instead of saying he's a genius, you start going, the hell. But if he wasn't bad to his family, we'd be celebrating his genius all the time. That's kind of my thing. I think genius is subjective. Genius is a matter of perspective.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
So like in my case, I try to be good in my small space and then find balance.
Cool.
I've not always, and I'm always trying to learn, because I genuinely don't think I know enough. Man, embrace positivity. Embrace positivity would be my thing, because negativity doesn't last that long. So the idea you're saying when we're talking about sunshine, you'll find that being positive about what you have, like being grateful, being present, being happy with what you have, will take you a lot further than being driven by either the fear of failure, disliking where you are, wanting what someone else has, or trying to prove someone else wrong. Like, those things are not good motivators, but like when you find what makes you happy and then you seek more of that, embrace positivity. It'll take you a lot further. If you're trying to be successful, there's a right way to be successful, I believe, and I think that right way is just in the most meaningful, impactful way possible.
What does success mean to you?
What was it? Was it what does success mean to you? No.
No, what is success?
Yeah, what does success look like? Yeah. Yeah, I asked her what does success look like for her channel, and she. So what does success look like? Wait, should she ask it or should I repeat it? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming she asked. Okay, so cool. So what does success look like? What does success look like for me right now? I really struggled even when you asked me the question before, and I've had all this time to think about it. I'm still, you know, right now, I think at every... I'm going to give another like semi-philosophical answer. Bear with me. Okay. So, I've told you what I aspire to.
Yeah.
I know kind of the steps to get there. I kind of measure success by milestones. So what we're trying to do right now, for me, success would be achieving it in the best way, right? So right now we have an app that's coming up. We have a few shows that we're working on. We have clients that we're trying to, do some work for. We have a lot of different things going on. So currently I kind of define success by each milestone. Is the next thing that we're supposed to do done well? If I was to look at what point do I think we are successful as the company, as Verge, honestly, there was a vision we had for where we wanted the company to be in 2030. If we get there before 2030, I'll be like, that was, yeah. And then I think we are on track to get there. So if we get there before then, we're on track to get there. I wouldn't say much more than that. When something specific happens, you can call me back and I'll say, that was the thing I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah. But it'll happen. I think we're on track to get there.
That's amazing. Anyways, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and your words of wisdom.
Thank you for the invitation, and always happy to be here. Eager to watch this when it comes out, and also I need to now go check out your channel. I can't believe that I didn't know there was a channel to watch. I would have gone and watched it before. Yeah, so now I'm definitely gonna go watch.
Oh, anyway, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, come out with a subscribe, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and don't forget to spread love, be kind. Love you guys, bye.
Take care.